You were standing in a Moscow supermarket on a Tuesday afternoon. Fluorescent lights, the smell of black bread and floor cleaner. You were holding a jar of pickled herring because that is what Dmitry Volkov buys on Tuesdays. You have been Dmitry Volkov for 11 years. Then your phone buzzes. 4 words from a number that doesn't exist. They know. Don't go home. Spoiler. The FSB has been watching you for 3 weeks. They know your route, your habits, your dead drop location. They know everything. The only question now is whether you die with your cover or without it. You are not a spy in the Hollywood sense. You are ANOC, non-official cover, the most dangerous category of intelligence operative that exists. Here's why. Every other intelligence officer working in a foreign country has diplomatic immunity. Get caught. Worst case, you're on a plane home in 48 hours. Embarrassing, not fatal. You have none of that. You have a legend, a constructed identity threaded into the bureaucratic fabric of Russia. Birth certificate, school record, military service, work history, all fabricated, all verifiable. You speak Russian without an accent, specifically Yekaterinburg Regional, because Moscow natives can hear the difference. You know which football team Dmitry supports. You know his ex-wife divorced him because you worked too much and talked in your sleep in a language she didn't recognize. You know all of this because for 11 years you haven't been performing Dmitry Volkov. You are Dmitry Volkov. The person you were before, your real name, your real accent, the face your mother knows, has been living in a locked room at the back of your mind, allowed out only in dreams. And now, somewhere in the Lubyanka building, the FSB headquarters sitting in the center of Moscow like a stone fist, someone has opened a file with that real name on it. The 4-minute window. Tuesday, 1704, Arbat district. -14 degrees Celsius. You have approximately 4 minutes before the surveillance net tightens. Russian counterintelligence doesn't work the way people think. It's not one man in a trench coat. It's a rotating box. Multiple teams, multiple angles, each operative stationary while you move through them. By the time you spot one, you've already been handed off to 3 others. Standard FSB mobile surveillance team. 8 to 12 operatives. Their job isn't to arrest you. Not yet. They want to map your network, follow the threads outward, roll up everyone connected to you before they close the net. This is why the text said, "Don't go home." Your apartment is already compromised. Every call you make is logged. Every digital move triangulated. Protocol says, dead drop. Physical, prearranged. A loose brick in a churchyard wall near Novokuznetskaya metro. You memorized it 11 years ago in a Virginia basement that smelled like burnt coffee. You've never needed it until now. The walk is 2.3 kilometers. You begin walking. The body that betrays you. The cold is immediate and total. -14 degrees is not a number. It's a physical presence pressing against your face, your hands, your collar. You are performing the most technically demanding thing a human being can do. You are walking normally. Not too fast, not too slow. Not checking your surroundings, the amateur's fatal mistake. Surveillance teams are trained to look for surveillance-aware people. Guilty people check for surveillance. Dmitry Volkov is a mid-level civil servant carrying groceries. Dmitry Volkov does not scan rooflines. You note every license plate in your peripheral vision. A gray Lada parked 40 meters back, engine warm, heat shimmer rising from the exhaust despite the cold. Driver reading a newspaper. Nobody reads newspapers anymore. A woman in a red coat, stationary at a bus stop. The bus has come and gone twice. You don't change your pace. You turn left. Not your usual route, but not suspicious. Dmitry sometimes stops at the tobacco kiosk. Behind you, the woman in the red coat begins to move. Confirmed. You are being followed. The only question now is how many, and how long before watching becomes moving. Empty. 1723. The churchyard wall. You've shed 2 surveillance operatives through a dry cleaning route, into a pharmacy, through to the rear exit, across a courtyard, down a metro entrance, and immediately back up the opposite stairs. The red coat is gone. The Lada is gone. This doesn't mean you're clean. It means the visible elements have pulled back. Possibly aerial surveillance. Possibly they already know about the dead drop and they're simply waiting. That last possibility lives in your chest like a piece of ice as you approach the wall. 3rd brick from the left, 2nd course up. Your hand reaches automatically. You feel the slight give. You extract it. The cavity is empty. No message, no emergency documentation, no exfiltration instructions. Empty. Either your handler hasn't been here yet, or your handler has been compromised, or your handler has been told to let you burn. These 3 possibilities are not equally survivable. 3 options, all bad. 1751. A bench near the Moskva River. You've been walking 47 minutes. Your groceries are still in your hand because Dmitry Volkov carries groceries home. You are still Dmitry Volkov until the moment you decide to stop. You have 3 options. The embassy, 1.4 kilometers away. If you get inside, diplomatic sanctuary. They cannot touch you. The problem: the FSB maintains permanent surveillance on all embassy approaches. You'll be detained on the steps. Walking toward that building confirms everything they suspect. The exfiltration protocol. A cutout contact who can initiate a 72-hour extraction chain. The problem: 72 hours is an eternity. The contact phrase will flag immediately on FSB intercept, and you don't know how much Petrov gave them. The SVR analyst whose arrest 3 weeks ago put your name in a file is currently 2 floors below Lubyanka in a room that doesn't appear on any schematic. You run. No protocol. Pure improvisation. Disappear into 12 million people and move toward a border. Finland, Estonia, Georgia, on nothing but skill, language, and 11 years of Russian life living in your muscles. The problem with option 3. The person who knows how to do this, your real self, the one in the locked room, hasn't been fully operational since that Virginia basement. The Moskva River is frozen at the edges, dark water moving in the center. You have 90 seconds before staying still becomes its own kind of signature. The machine never stops. Whether you make it out is, in the end, not the point. Some do, some don't. The room 2 floors below Lubyanka, the one that doesn't appear on any schematic, receives another person with another file. The extraction of information proceeds at whatever cost is required. But here is what should stay with you. Within 6 months of ANOC being burned, the agency has already begun construction on a replacement legend. Right now, somewhere, a new person is sitting in a basement that smells like burnt coffee, memorizing a life that isn't theirs, learning an accent, learning a walk, learning which football team a person who doesn't exist supports. The machine doesn't mourn its instruments, it just builds new ones. And in 11 years, that person will be standing in a foreign supermarket holding a jar of pickled herring, waiting for a phone that hasn't buzzed yet. You got out of Moscow, barely. But what happens when the agency that burned you decides the loose end needs cutting permanently?